Ways to make money, 1 to 4. 1. Write a mawkish memoir. The more mawkish and exploitative, the better. It must be aimed for the shelves of W.H. Smith and Richard and Judy's book club, if that still exists. The millions will come rolling in. It will be unstoppable. Include an exaggerated drug history, unflattering portraits of your family. Do not be afraid of substituting character for caricature. And graphic descriptions of abuse. Do not attempt to be too clever, and stay well away from anything that could be considered intellectual territory. Ideally, you should write the majority of the memoir from a child's first-person perspective, excessively utilising baby language. This way, the book will be read quickly, offering instant gratification by proxy as the reader devours the harrowing tale of your horrible, unimportant little life. What you will lose in friends, the trust and respect of your family, and artistic integrity, you will make up tenfold in cold, hard cash. 2. Start up an escort agency. Of course, this is being done all the time, but I've noticed a gap in the market and I'm prepared to share it with you. My idea is for an alternative kind of escort agency. It could be called something like rock escorts or rock and roll escort services. I believe that there are many people out there, both male and female, who do not want a conventional high-class prostitute. Perhaps they are of the rock or alternative persuasion themselves and find it hard to fancy a badly highlighted, fake-tanned, pastel-clad. Maybe the clients would be very straight-up, salt-of-the-earth types who secretly harbour the fantasy of fucking a goth, although they may shout abuse at them in public. Or maybe they just have a fetish for self-inflicted scarring. What the service would provide them with would be a genuine, mean-it-till-we-die, hard-living demi-rock gods and goddesses who would be an enviable and believable date for any gig, gallery opening or music industry event, and who would definitely screw you for a negotiable price. Quick and soul-destroying money. That's rock and roll, baby. 3. Become a multimedia artist. Lots of people want to do this too, but they just aren't doing it in the right way. What you need to do is sit around and write down every strange little thought or idea that comes into your head. For instance, maybe you write down something like, I must throw out that broken stereo speaker. This is a good start. Then all you have to do is create some kind of backstory for your broken speaker. If this can include a socio-political commentary and some revealing personal truth for you, all the better. For instance, if the speaker blew because you were cranking it too much while drinking vodka and smoking rocks, or even if you weren't, but are okay with lying about that, you can use this information as validation for your artwork. You can first propose that you were drinking and smoking crack because you didn't want to get a job. Of course, not because you couldn't get a job, but you didn't want to, because you were too disillusioned by the state of the democratic system in the world, particularly in Bolivia, where the cocaine came from that made the crack that you smoked as your speaker blew. The speaker becomes a metaphorical symbol of your disillusionment and all that is wrong with world order and politics. This is a good start for your multimedia art installation. You can develop the idea by doing something like film yourself staring blank, mute into a camera with the speaker in your arms. If you can dub a soundtrack of digital distortion spliced with the sound of a Hispanic woman screaming and crying over it, you're on the right track for making lots of money. Photoshop the words human cost over Yamaha or whatever the logo is on the speaker. Just make sure you write a long proposal to the Arts Council detailing all the different contexts that surround your piece, and you'll be sure to get at least £5,000. Then you can frame the cheque and use it within your next artwork. Make enough pieces like this and you'll soon have dim but super rich Eurotrash art collectors banging down your door. Once you get to a certain stage with these types, you can sell them any old piece of crap you have knocking around the house, as long as you tell them it's art. Moneymaker cash back. Number 4. Anyone can be a musician. Yes, anyone. For this money-making venture, as with the one above, you must be prepared to live in borderline poverty for a little while. In fact, I would estimate for up to 10 years. Just swallow your pride and become willing to accept handouts from your family. Get practice at claiming state benefits. You're going to need them. If you can acquire a drug habit too, it is easier to receive state benefits than regular old mental illness. Especially if you choose something like heroin or most doctors will write you off forever with ammo like that. You must learn to play an instrument, but don't worry, you don't have to be able to do it that well. The next step is simply to find someone who really does have talent, latch on and don't let go for as long as you smell money or the possibility of it. Even if you're totally rubbish at playing whichever instrument you choose, bass is easiest. You can generally be assured of a role within the band if you act unceasingly optimistic, diplomatic and cheerful. Of course, if you're addicted to heroin or crack, it may be difficult to maintain this outlook. In this eventuality, you may have to forego the heavy drugs and convince the doctors you have chronic fatigue syndrome or some such. In the band, if it is required to choose a side in an argument, simply pick the side you think is strongest and will win, regardless of your actual thoughts or feelings. These are best disregarded the vast majority of the time anyway. You won't be needing them to play music or anything. If you play your cards right, you'll be able to lie around at home, taking drugs and watching TV, venturing out only to attend rehearsal or doctor's appointments. Don't worry about practicing unless you're learning the parts someone else has written for you. Just hang on until the bitter end, and one day you will be the lucky parasite on a fruitful and abundant host. Pays dividends.